Good morning and welcome back to Bible and Audio, where I read aloud and you follow along. And it is in hopes that you start a relationship of your own with God. And if not that at least a seed is planted. What to pray about before we start. Oh, by the way, we're in Numbers 2 today. Well, I woke up this morning and it's been sadly 10 days since I did my last video. But when I woke up this morning, and I said my morning prayers, which I try to do. And let me tell you, I'm not perfect in doing anything routinely, as you can tell if you look at the videos, but I'm trying to be more disciplined. But I prayed about wanting to let go of a lot of things that are not pleasing to God, a lot of things that would be called sin. And I'm finding that even though things we do aren't against the 10 Commandments, there are still actions that are wicked or not in line with somebody that has a relationship with Christ, because there are just things, like it doesn't say in the 10 Commandments, don't use drugs. It does say other things. So I looked at it like that's a gray area, and what can you tell me like that God doesn't love me or forgive me, or I won't enter into heaven because, I choose to drink. I think that there's a fine line with everything. I think there are many actions that can be considered sinful, that can be considered wicked, not in line with Christ. And for me, I had to accept this morning that it is alcohol. It is substances. Like, we don't all think about, am I going to use drugs? At least I didn't. I always thought I would be one against it, against pot and all of that stuff. I never knew that living in that gray area, that door of sin was just getting wider and wider, because I was making more exceptions for everything. And for me, for things to just keep getting worse, it's a sign that I need to stop, that I'm playing with fire. And meaning, like today I prayed in my and I got upset because I was thinking about how drugs have touched my family, and I thought, why am I upset now? And why haven't I ever thought, like, why when I did it did I not think of these things? And I can only say that it was my heart being hardened, or I wasn't feeling conviction. I wasn't feeling like remorse. Like, how you see some people, they just do things and you're like, do you not even feel bad? And some people don't. That's a heart that is hardened. And it scares me that I went this long this time without really being upset. Like, I keep asking God to take the desires away from me, desires of the flesh. And for me, it could be, it could be lust. It could be the need for just things that are like physical attentions, or my vocabulary. There's so many things that I just need to get right. And I'm not saying that I'm trying to be perfect. I'm not. I'm just trying to live a life that's better. And I was scared today in my prayer, and it actually brought me to tears, because I don't want my heart to be hardened, and for me to start doing things and not feeling bad about it, for me not to think about my family, or think about how it affects my son, or to think about my future. I don't want to lose again. I've done that before, where I lost a career in the military for making bad decisions, and it all started with what is not really a sin. It does say stay sober-minded, but that can mean so many things. Again, that's a gray area, but for me it was alcohol. And just a little bit, it doesn't hurt. Maybe I haven't had a DUI. Maybe I haven't, done the worst. But still, do I want to be in a place where it's even possible? No. I want to think that I did everything I could as a mom, as a big sister, as a friend, to do the right things all the time. And so I'm asking God to break that, because especially today, I realize that it's been a while since I felt convicted. And it's because, maybe reading is making me feel like, oh, I'm doing the right thing by God and He's pleased with me. And so I'll pour me a drink, I think it's a nightcap. It's not a big deal. But what about when that nightcap's too too strong? Have you and you're mad you stayed up late, and you're mad you're at work, and you just look a hot mess, you know? I don't want to play with that anymore, and I pray that's going to be our prayer today, just that our hearts aren't hardened, that we lose that sensitivity to what is right and what's wrong. And it doesn't have to be a sin for it to be wrong. Okay, so let's have a little bit of prayer this morning. Dear Father God, I thank you for waking us up this morning. I thank you for the viewer. I pray that our hearts and minds are open to receiving a message from you today, that it is your message that they hear and not my own. I thank you for the opportunity to be in a relationship with you. I pray that we can also give thanks that we're here and that we're trying and that our hearts aren't hardened. Not just yet, but I pray that we don't play with that. That when we feel something is wrong, that we listen to it. That we listen to those nudges you put in us to not do certain things or to do other things. I pray that I pray that we don't dance so close to the line that we get lost. Pray that we always hear your voice and that we can find salvation through you. And I give you thanks for that opportunity. Please make us open to your message this morning. It is your name I pray. Amen. I'm worried. I don't ever want to quit. Like, I want to see this through to the end, but as I read, it gets harder. It's almost like there's more responsibility to it. And it's not funny. It's for me, it just, I want to read and do right by God, and I almost decided just to read and not to say anything. No dialogue, no opening, no prayer. But that's not how I imagined doing it. That's not what was put on me when we first started. So I got to keep that in mind and see this through no matter how hard it gets. But as we get closer to the Lord, the enemy attacks more fiercely and more often, and in ways that we aren't always ready for. So let me get back into Numbers. Okay, if you have anything to say, go ahead and leave me a comment. The tribes and leaders by armies, chapter 2. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, every one of the children of Israel shall camp by his own standard beside the emblems of his father's house. They shall camp some distance from the tabernacle of meeting. On the east side, toward the rising of the sun, those of the standard of the forces with Judah shall camp according to their armies. And Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, shall be the leader of the children of Judah. And his army was numbered at 74,600. Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Issachar. And Nethanim, the son of Zur, shall be the leader of the children of Issachar. And his army was numbered at 54,400. Then comes the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be the leader of the children of Zebulun, and his army was numbered at 57,400. All who were numbered according to their armies of the forces with Judah, 186,400. Those shall break camp. First, let me interject real quick. So what we're describing here is there's a tabernacle in the center, and then the Israelites are... he's separating them by tribes, and there's going to be 3 tribes in the front of the tabernacle on each side. So north, east, southwest, we'll have 3 tribes on each side, the tabernacle in the center with the Levites. The Levites were were the people that were in charge of the priestly duties. Okay, so let's continue. Verse 10. On the south side shall be the standard of the forces with Reuben according to their armies, and the leader of the children of Reuben shall be Eliezer, the son of Shedar. And his army was numbered at 46,500. Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Simeon, and the leader of the children of Simeon shall be Shelumiel, the son of Zerahashadai, and his army was numbered at 59,300. Then comes the tribe of Gad, and the leader of the children of Gad shall be Eliasaph, the son of Reuel, and his army was numbered at 45,650. All who were numbered according to the armies of the forces of Reuben, 1,450. They shall be second to break camp. The average is about 40,000 of each tribe of the 12 tribes. Okay. And And the tabernacle of meeting shall move out with the camp of the Levites in the middle of the camp. As they camp, so they shall move out, everyone in his place, by their standards. On the west side shall be the standard of the forces of Ephraim, according to their armies, and the leader of the children of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Ammihud, and his army was numbered at 40,500. Next to him comes the tribe of Manasseh, and the leader of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur, and his army was numbered at 32,200. Then comes the tribe of Benjamin, and the leader of the children of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni, and his army was numbered at 35,400. All who were numbered according to their armies of the forces with Ephraim, 108,100. They shall be the third to break camp. The standard of the forces with Dan shall be on the north side according to their armies, and the leader of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, and his army was numbered at 62,700. Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Asher, and the leader of the children of Asher shall be Pagiel, the son of Ochran, and his army was numbered at 41,500. Then comes the tribe of Naphtali, and the leader of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahariah, the son of Enan, and his army was numbered at 53,400. All who were numbered of the forces with Dan, 157,600. They shall break camp last with their standards. These are the ones who were numbered of the children of Israel by their fathers' houses. All who were numbered according to their armies of their forces were 603,550. But the Levites were not numbered among the children of Israel, just as the Lord commanded Moses. So altogether, the 12 tribes were 603,550, except for the Levites. Verse 34. Thus the children of Israel did according to all the Lord had commanded Moses. So they camped by their standards, and so they broke camp each one by his family, according to their fathers' houses. So there was a separation in the Israelites. They weren't just Israelites, but they were separated into tribes. And I just imagine that each, territory is different. You have mountains, you have water, you have forest, you have desert. So even though they're in the desert, there's still different agriculture, if you will. So he did separate them by tribes, and there was difference in culture and in tribes, and we'll see that they fought against one another, and each one's characteristics were different by the location they were separated to. That is what I think. So leave me a comment if you disagree. The sons of Aaron, chapter 3. Now these are the records of Aaron and Moses when the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eliezer, and Ithamar. These are the names of sons of Aaron, the anointed priests, whom he consecrated to minister as priests. Nadab and Abihu had died before the Lord when they offered profane fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. So Eliezer and Ithamar ministered as priests in the presence of Aaron the father. So Aaron had two sons that we read it earlier on. That they died because right there it says they died before the Lord when they offered profane fire before the Lord, like instantly. So then the two other sons of Aaron took their place. Let's continue, verse 5. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, bring the tribe of Levi near and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may serve him. And they shall attend to his needs and the needs of the whole congregation before the tabernacle meeting. To do the work of the tabernacle also they shall attend to all the furnishings of the tabernacle meeting, and to the needs of the children of Israel to do the work of the tabernacle. And you shall give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are given entirely to him from among the children of Israel. So you shall appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall attend to their priesthood. But the outsider who comes near shall be put to death. So only the two sons that were in charge of, they are considered priests, them and the Levites that were chosen to those duties were allowed that close to the tabernacle, and everybody else will be put to death. Verse 11. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Now behold, I myself have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of every firstborn, the children of Israel. Instead of every firstborn who opens the womb among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. On the day that I struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified to myself all the firstborn in Israel. Both man and beast, they shall be mine. I am the Lord. A census of the Levites commanded. Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi by their fathers' houses, by their families. You shall number every male from a month old and above. So Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, and as he was commanded. These were the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families: Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by their families: Amram, Izahar, Hebron, and Izul. And the sons of Merari by their families: Mahli and Mushi. These are the families of the Levites by their fathers' houses. From Gershon came the family of Libanites and the family of the Shemites. These were the families of Gershonites, those who were numbered according to the number of all the males from a month old and above. Of those who were numbered, there were 7,500. The families of Gershonites were to camp behind the tabernacle westward, and the leader of the father's house of the Gershonites was Eliasaph, the son of Lael. The duties of the children of Gershon on the tabernacle meeting included the tabernacle, the tent with its covering, the screen for the door of the tabernacle meeting, the screen for the door of the court, the hangings of the court which are around the tabernacle, an altar and their cords, according to all the work relating to them. So he's giving duties. I'm just going to real quickly say the tabernacle was something that was mobile. So they picked it up, and whenever they were traveling through the desert, because that's what these 40 years are about, the tabernacle was also going with them. So God in his wisdom knew that we needed order. So he went ahead and told Moses how he would separate the people and how the Levites would tend to the duties of moving the tabernacle. So he thought every detail through. It's amazing to me. 27. From Kohath came the family of Amramites, the family of Hezrites, the family of the Hebronites, and the family of Uzulites. These are the families of the Kohathites, and according to the number of all the males from a month old and above, there were 8,600 keeping charge of the sanctuary. So different duties for them. The families of the children of Kohath were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, and the leader of the fathers of the house of the families of the Kohathites was Elisaphan, the son of Uzziel. Their duty included the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the utensils of the sanctuary with which they ministered, the screen, and all the work relating to them. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, was to be chief over the leaders of the Levites, with oversight of those who kept charge of the sanctuary. From Merari came the family of the Malites and the family of the Mushites. These were the families of Merari, and those who were numbered according to the number of all the males from a month old and above were 6,200. The leader of the father's house of the families of Merari was Uriel, the son of Abihail. These were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle, and the appointed duty of the children of Merari included the boards of the tabernacle, its bars, its pillars, its sockets, its utensils, all the work relating to them, and the pillars of the court all around with their sockets, their pegs, and their cords. So even the smallest of the tabernacle. Moreover, those who were to camp before the tabernacle on the east, before the tabernacle meeting, were Moses, Aaron, and his sons, keeping charge of the sanctuary to meet the needs of the children of Israel. But the outsider, almost done here, but the outsider who came near was to be put to death. All who were numbered of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord by their families, all the males from a month old and above, were 22,000. Levites dedicated instead of the firstborn. Then the Lord said to Moses, Number all the firstborn males of the children of Israel from a month old and above, and take the number of their names, and you shall take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites, instead of all the firstborn among the livestock of the children of Israel. So Moses numbered all the firstborn among the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded, and all the firstborn males according to the number of names from a month old and above of those who were numbered of them were 22,273. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites instead of their livestock. The Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. And for the redemption of the 273 of the firstborn, the children of Israel, who are more than the number of the Levites, you shall take 5 shekels for each one. Individually you shall take them in the currency of the shekel of the sanctuary, the shekel of 20 gerahs, and you shall give the money with which the excess number of them is redeemed to Aaron and his sons. So real quick, instead of taking the firstborns of all the Israelites, and remember, there's 12 tribes, he's saying, I will take the Levites in their place. So they were like the, I guess, the chosen few to do the priestly duties, and then also the Levites' livestock. So everyone else would, they didn't have to not sacrifice, but dedicate their firstborn. I guess you could say sacrifice, but so the Levites were. So Moses took the redemption money from those who were over and above those who were redeemed by the Levites. So there's the firstborn of everyone else, and then there's firstborn of Levites. So the firstborn of everyone else, they had to pay the 5 shekels. From the firstborn of Israel, he took the money, 1,365, and Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons, according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. So as we lay the groundwork in Numbers, I hope that you are able to follow, and that if not, that you continue to read and you find answers and share them with us. Start that dialogue. I know it's tough to get through these, but we understand a lot better when we read about the foundations and the beginnings. So I pray that it made sense to you and that you have a good day. God bless you. Take care. Bye.